Welcome to Stupid Adam. My hair sucks.
Me too.
Yeah, fix your hair, would you? You got one right there. Welcome to Stupid Movies, where we watch them so you, and you, but not you, fuck you, but the rest of you don't have to watch them.
We are going back to Troy Escamilla. We did Miss Claus.
We did
this before. And we are doing his newest movie called Teacher Shortage.
Yeah.
2020, 87 minutes long.
Rated
R.
Ah.
Directed by Troy Escamilla, and this stuck well that doesn't say. Well, we get to see Brink Stevens, Deborah Lamb, Julianne Prescott, and then returning to the show is Mel Helfand, who recently was just in our the farm, Splatter Farm.
Return to Splatter Farm.
When we were in school, there were teachers. I don't ever remember there being a shortage of teachers, but in this one, it didn't really take place. What happened in this movie, Adam? What happened when there was a shortage of teachers who were short?
You're struggling hard tonight. So Teacher Shortage is about teachers and also someone's murdering them.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard slasher movie, really. Yep. There's not a whole lot new to it, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I actually kind of like that sometimes. What else did we like about this? I didn't even intend to do that, but it worked. Yeah!
We have teachers we liked.
I did like teachers that I liked.
Some that I still talk to. The special effects were pretty good.
Yeah, all practical, you know, pretty decent looking. So,
for the most part,
some kind of silly looking, but that comes with the territory. But there was a lot of it. Most of it was on screen. I mean, you get all sorts of, stabbing, slit throats, stomachs cut open, stuff pulled out. I liked the score in this. Yeah. And same with Miss Claus had a good score. This as well. It's kind of that 80-ish kind of, I said, how else do we describe that?
80-ish.
That's what it sounded like.
We like the 80s.
Like 80s slasher score. It fit perfectly with what was going on. Some good, stingers again.
I actually, for the most part, like the cinematography of this.
Yeah, it was shot pretty well.
It was shot pretty well. The angles that they captured, there were some interesting shots in there that were a little different from what we would normally see. And for the most part, I thought they all worked really well.
Yeah, I think Troy, director, knows what he's doing. He knows how to make a slasher movie, because all his movies are slashers.
He knows how to frame a shot really well.
Absolutely.
And make it look really good. And that sounds like it's not a huge compliment, but it is a pretty big compliment. He knows how to do this well. Yeah,
I can't imagine that being an easy thing to do.
No.
I mean, if we tried it, it would look like the inside of our bunghole.
You've seen our framing.
Exactly. If we didn't have this wall behind us, this would be a mess. Yeah. I like the concept.
Okay.
Isn't that different than story? Okay, I like the concept because it's a slasher movie involving teachers, and it's kind of a revenge kind of plot.
Oh, absolutely. It's a revenge kind of plot.
But I like the simplicity of it, I suppose.
Okay.
Because there's not a lot to it.
No, I'll give you that.
Which I like.
Yeah.
And with this kind of movie, that's probably a good thing, because if you go too much into it, it can really drag it down.
I thought there were some fun characters. Not all of them. Some of them were kind of got on my nerves and annoyed me. But even the ones that got on my nerves, I know people like that. Like, we knew people like that when we were in school. Yep. And I imagine if they grew up to be teachers, they would still be people like that. So they were still annoying. Like the one who was Miss Perfect. My plan is this and this and this. And right? Yeah. I wanted for her to die. I was actively rooting for her to die. Well acted. Character was annoying. I thought for the most part, there were some interesting characters. There were some that were different than you would expect. Yeah. And some things went in ways I wasn't expecting, and that was pretty cool. I like that they kind of kept the teacher stuff kind of up to date with how things are these days. Yeah. We both have kids. We know how it is. And that one teacher's like, oh, you got to kind of adjust to the times and, make it easier so they don't fail, blah, blah, blah. Uh-huh. I like that they did that in this, even though it pisses me off. Yeah. I like that they talked about it. Yeah, exactly. Because it made it feel very real. And the whole, we're teaching so that they can pass the test, not so that they know it. I thought that was really cool of them to address that. Yeah, and then you get the other teachers like, why would we cater to these kids and give them just this, they got to work towards it. And I was like, I remember the very first scene, and I was actively getting annoyed when this happened. The very first scene with the principal in it when they were having that meeting, and she was like, I really want you to reconsider not giving students Fs for not turning in their work. Yeah! And it's like, I am getting angry listening to you say this, and I know those sort of things go on. I know that's the reality of the situation. Yeah, you know the
very touchy subject for me because I dealt with that horse shit.
I liked the killer a lot more before they showed it.
Me too.
Like when it was all in the shadows and you didn't really see the face and everything. That actually was pretty effective, and it had me going like, okay, who is the killer? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be just a person? Is it going to be someone in a mask? What is the situation with this? And I kind of like that. Yeah. I kind of liked the reasoning behind the revenge. And they show you right up front what the reason is. Like, this is no big secret. They show you that a student was bullied and she killed herself. I like that storyline, and it's something that they could address. We don't like tests.
Yeah.
What else don't we like?
My biggest thing, as with so many things, the pacing was inconsistent.
The pacing was crap.
Yeah, I did find myself getting bored more often than not.
I frequently found myself having to rewind like 10 to 15 minutes. And not because something was so cool I had to see it again, but it was because I literally spaced out. And I was like, wait a minute. Something important might have actually happened in there. I better go rewatch that. I said I liked the cinematography. I hated the lighting. And it's not just my normal, I hate the red neon.
Because it didn't have that.
It wasn't that. It was, they tried to do a, like, creep show-esque. When someone died, like, they color shifted it.
Yeah.
Which is a cool effect. And I really like that. The problem is they color shifted it red. The same color as the blood. And now all of a sudden, you can't see the blood. Because it's lit with the same color that it is. I think if they had gone blue, purple, as much as I hate that in movies, green, bright white, anything, it would have made the blood pop out. Yep. But because they shifted it red, it felt like the blood was just kind of lost. I didn't like the story. Really at all. I thought it was an interesting concept, and that was kind of cool and everything. The killer, there was zero. I even told you, like, as I was watching it, was like, oh, I know who the killer is right at this moment. You couldn't have made it more obvious if you had put neon flashing lights on him saying, killer, 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 killer. It's like, how cool would it have been if it was someone completely unexpected?
Most of the movie they play it out as you don't know who the killer is. Who is it? Could it be this person, this person? I wouldn't say it's a full-blown whoddunit because they don't really focus on that.
No.
But you don't know who it is, but it's right from the get-go. It's obvious who it was.
Yeah.
So it wasn't impactful. It didn't pack any of a punch. It was kind of like, yep, I saw that come. If it was the other one,
that would have been much bigger.
That's what I was hoping for. But
now, having said what you just said with it not being impactful, I felt like most of the kills weren't very impactful. Because maybe it's just because I didn't care about the people.
Right.
Most of the characters had nothing that made me care about them.
Oh, let's just wrap it up. What do you say? I like Troy Escamilla. I was excited. I followed this movie when he first started talking about it. I thought he did a good job overall with making a slasher movie. It's kind of that, late 70s, early 80s pacing stuff, which I don't really like. A little too much padded out with the, story and
talking
characters, and too much talking and yapping. Some of the lighting was blah. Had some good kills, good practical effects. Characters are kind of meh. Acting was fine enough. It's an indie movie. There's some nitpicks, but overall, it wasn't bad. Definitely could be worse. Could be better. I'm just going to go middle of the road. Because this is an average movie. I didn't hate it, didn't love it. I'm just going to go 4 out of 8 on this one. What about you, Adam?
What about Adam? I didn't like it as much as you did.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
I think of the 3 of his movies that I've seen, I like this one the least. The pacing killed me. And the story I just didn't care about. It was fine. It wasn't great. I just didn't care. I watched it and I didn't care. And if you ask me a week from now what the movie was about, I'm like, I don't know. Go back and watch the review. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 8.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just kind of your basic run-of-the-mill that just falls into the ether of slasher movies that will probably be forgotten. But yeah, support indie horror. So check it out if you want. If you like supporting indie horror, check it out because, there's worse things you could watch. So.
And you know what? If you don't like supporting indie horror, go check this movie out because fuck you, support indie horror.
Absolutely. That's right. So if you've seen Teacher Shortest, let us know down below in those comments. Like, subscribe, and all that BS, that we say every week. Tell your friends if you haven't. Just do it. Do it! Head over to Facebook.com/StoopidMovies, Instagram @StoopidMovies, @DogsCutTurner, @TheHorrorPunk. You can also email us at StoopidMovies@Outlook.com.
Hey, before we go, make out with the dude, take a picture of it, and send it to Rob.
Oh, dude, that bubbled up and popped on my ball sack.
Oh, that's not going to be
and
good.
it's wet.
Oh, God, it went in my mouth.
I win!
Oh.
I win this week.
Kill me now.
Woo!